How's it going, everyone? I'm still on vacation. I probably won't be back to regular uploading until probably a week, so I apologize for that. But right now I had some time and I wanted to make a video on the EDP apology. By this time, I'm already pretty late to the party. Everyone's already talked about it. Every YouTuber that's relevant has talked about it. So everything that I'm saying isn't going to really be new because I feel like everyone has the same exact take. I watched EDP's apology. I was genuinely surprised that he even thought about making an apology, especially this late in his game. Everyone knows my thoughts on EDP. I believe what he did was disgusting and horrible, and I believe that this man should no longer have an internet platform. Now, about the apology, I'm not going to play in this video because I will need to be editing this video rather quickly. But go check it out on an EDP arc. Don't go to his website. Don't support his website. There's a YouTube channel called EDP Archives. It's created by some random guy who just gets everything that EDP's done and puts it on that channel. Support that channel rather than EDP's website. I've never stepped foot on. I mean, I have once, but never did I click on a video because, again, I don't want to support EDP in any way. So, anyways, in his apology, I find his apology not disingenuous 100%. I find it more as a last-ditch attempt. We've seen already that EDP is trying to make a comeback for the last 2 years. He's tried doing it on Facebook, Instagram, and then apps no one's heard of like Bigo. And he's even tried Rumble. The fact that Rumble got him out shows that he's probably never going to have a genuine internet career. Now he has his website. His website's been, I don't know if it's successful, but it exists, so I guess that's better than everything he's attempted already. But we've seen him try to say it was a setup, that he was an actor. We've tried seeing, well, if initially it was him trying to ignore it, then at one point try to meme it by posting a clip of him eating a cupcake on TikTok. He got viral on TikTok for it. And then he had the Obama AI do a fake interview with him, and he tried to make it seem like he was an actor. Now he's officially confirmed that what happened is true. Then again, we didn't need his confirmation. Everyone knows that that was true. Anyone who believes him at all about that whole interview thing, you'd have to be very stupid about it. But in the apology video, he says a couple of things. There's some things I do believe he is saying is true. Like, for example, I do think he thought about suicide. When the whole thing happened, initially, I genuinely thought we were going to hear about EDP committing suicide. And I was surprised that for the last 2 years he hasn't, and I assume he still has somebody out there. I saw some people saying EDP's probably lost all his friends, and look, if I was friends with EDP, I would have immediately ditched him. Especially if I had kids, I would not let them anywhere near EDP. I believe in redemption, except in this type of case. When it's a type of case like this, the worst thing you could do as a human being. Look, the reality is, and I know some people are surprisingly forgiving EDP. Do not forgive him. But what we have to remind ourselves is the only reason why a child was not traumatized is because, luckily for everyone else, there's a group of people that are pretending to be children. And that's what stopped EDP from traumatizing and harming a child. And people are forgetting that already. EDP went in there with the intention of grooming a minor. I think I'm not allowed to say child, but I don't know. But he was scared to groom a minor and do the worst thing he could do to a minor. A 13-year-old girl. A girl who's not even in high school. Like, the hell, man? Like, does anyone not fathom what was gonna happen? I see people forgiving him. I do think he's saying the truth when he said people were trying to murder him. I believe that 100%. Everyone, even before this whole EDP controversy, people have been knowing his address for a long time. I remember when I used to watch EDP back in the day, he would complain about how there would be people around his apartment complex trying to find him way before this whole stuff happened. And obviously it increased far more once he did what he did. He became a chomo. He became a cupcake hunter, if everyone wants to say. But in his apology, what I hate is that he says, I'm taking responsibility and accountability, but he doesn't say what it is. And to me, that's very disingenuous. And I know, and he even ends up the video by saying, my lawyers have told me not to say this. And the thing is, I don't believe that's true. I believe he's talked to people who are in law school. I believe he's talked to somebody who knows, or probably not that first part I just said, but I believe he has a friend who's probably in law, and kind of ironic, I'm wearing a Better Call Saul shirt right now, but I believe he has a friend that knows a little bit about the law, and I assume he gets his tips from that, because usually when you see people talk about lawyers, sometimes they do some dumb things that I find hard to believe that a lawyer would approve, especially with the AI interview that EDP tried to do. No lawyer would tell you to fake evidence like that. No lawyer would tell you that. And that's why I don't believe that he has a lawyer. I believe he's talked to someone who thinks they know the law, but he definitely for sure does not have a lawyer. Like, it's no lawyer's going to tell you to fake evidence. And the thing is, no matter what, right now, there's so much against EDP. He's already been proven to be a liar. He's been proven to be disingenuous. That's why I don't believe his apology. Because to me, it is a last-ditch attempt. And especially because in the video, he doesn't say what he did. He just calls it the YouTube incident that happened on April 18th. I think it was April 18th. I don't know. But, and that's annoying because it's like, you can't take accountability if you're not admitting to what you did. And the thing is, EDP still wants to throw this under the rug. That's why I don't find his apology genuine. I don't find it real, you know? And it's annoying that some people are actually taking the bait. Now, luckily for everyone else, most people are actually being smart and thinking, okay, yeah, this guy's just, we've seen that he's desperate to come back to the internet. And look, here's what I think should happen. Now, in an ideal world, this should have never happened. The Cupcake incident, the texting minors prior to that incident, none of it should have happened. But what should have happened was he should have gotten arrested. Unfortunately, Chet Goldstein and the rest of the predator poachers, they messed up horribly. They should have not been the ones that caught him. It should have been someone like Skeeter Jean or Chris Hansen. Those guys would have actually gotten EDP arrested, because in an ideal world, this guy should be in jail getting beaten up by all the other prisoners for what he did. But in an ideal world, in the scenario that should have happened, this is what EDP should have done. Alright? This is what he should have done. After the incident, he should have released this video and then have left the internet. One of my issues with this video is he doesn't talk about trying to better himself. He talks about wanting people to restore honor in his name. The thing is, you're never going to get that honor back, because you had that. You had a career on YouTube where you made lots of money. You had nice cars, you had guns, you didn't even have to work. You could just stay in your apartment all day, do whatever you want. You were literally your own boss. And you threw that all away for a quote-unquote cupcake. So, what should have happened is, first of all, no matter what happens, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, you should never be on the internet, because you had that. You had the internet. You were famous, you were loved, and you used it to try to groom minors. That's why I don't care how much counseling you take, how much therapy you take, you should never be allowed to have a social media platform. Neither Instagram, nor Twitter, no nothing. I don't care how much therapy you go to, you should never have a social media platform. So what should have happened is he should have released this video like a week after, and then never been on the internet and just go to therapy. And then maybe years from now, you could post on your Instagram and be like, oh, I'm going to therapy, or I've been going to therapy for a while. Maybe try losing some weight, show a real difference. Even then, you should never have the internet platform, because that is the most dangerous part of all of this, is that he had it and he used it for the wrongdoings. And to me, I'm always straightforward when I talk about this. People on YouTube, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, I don't care how old you are, you need to start becoming role models. You need to start being responsible for what you're saying, because at the end of the day, people are going to look up to you. There's such a thing as a parasocial relationship, and you need to start being more wary about that. And I believe this should also apply in the real world. If you're an older brother, if you're an uncle, if you're a father, if you're just a normal guy, I don't know, whatever, you need to lead the people around you and become a role model. Because at the end of the day, you're shaping them. The way you act is the way you're going to shape them. And the same applies to YouTube, because on YouTube, a lot of teenagers, kids watch your videos, and you need to be someone they can look up to. And you might not be the best guy, maybe they won't look up to you, but there's going to be some of them that sneak in the crack, and then boom, there you become a role model to them. That's why every time I do this YouTube stuff, I'm probably not a role model, but at the end of the day, I'm at least trying to act in a way where if that happens, if a parasocial relationship happens, I'm at least somebody they can look at and be like, this is the kind of guy I want to be. Not saying I'm perfect, I have my own skeletons in the closet, but I try to be the best that I can be, right? And I think this should apply with every YouTuber. I don't care whether you're PewDiePie or iDubbbz or I don't know. And EDP had that power. There was actually people who looked up to EDP. And now, you were that role model for a lot of these guys. And you threw it all away for a cupcake. and you shouldn't come back on the internet. Really, if the apology just felt like, guys, I want a career again. Could you guys give me that career again? It didn't feel like I did something bad. I'm gonna go check myself in therapy, because that should happen. He should go to therapy. He should go to some counseling. He should do all that. He should do that. But you shouldn't come back on the internet. To me, it's kind of like an alcoholic with beer, right? An alcoholic with beer. You're not going to give the alcoholic beer, nor is the alcoholic going to ask for people around him to allow him to drink a beer. No, that's not what's going to happen, because we've seen what happens when they have the beer. They used it, and they didn't use it the right way. And the same thing applies with EDP. Now, in a real world scenario, EDP should have been sent to an island. He should have been sent to an island to starve. Should have gone to prison, especially. That didn't happen. Now, I don't know. To me, it just feels like EDP is very disingenuous. It seems like he just doesn't care, really. He says he's remorseful, but again, if you're going to take responsibility and accountability, you should at least say what it is you did. You should at least say that, right? And not only that, but you have a horrible track record. Not long ago, you were telling people that it was fake, it was staged. So really, EDP, you kind of digged your own grave after the whole incident. You should have left the internet and never had come back. That's the reality. And the reason why people keep trying to find you is because you keep making things worse and worse for yourself. Right? And look, I do feel bad for the people around EDP, because the only person we really know of publicly is Felipe. He was good friends with EDP. I actually watched his videos. I did love the drive-thru videos back in the day. But Felipe, I remember he got harassed a lot. He got a lot of horrible things sent to him and stuff like that. And some people even claiming he was still friends. I mean, EDP even confirms in this video that Felipe cut ties with him, which has been something that we've known for a while. But even then, people still believed him and Felipe were good friends. I really do feel bad for the people around EDP, because it's like, imagine you're just friends with this one guy, and then all of a sudden everyone's telling you you're a chomo friend, like you're a friend of a chomo, you're a friend of a child diddler. And it's like, imagine that. Like, I don't know, but to me, the people who cut ties with EDP, I think everyone should have cut ties with him immediately. I remember I was actually unsubscribed from him from December, once the allegations were first coming out, not the Cupcake incident, but the stuff prior. I remember I unsubscribed. I was so disappointed, because there was actually people who were still like defending EDP, although honestly I think it was super obvious that this guy was weird, or is weird, I mean. And it saddens me that it took people a while to figure that out. But no, that's all I gotta say, man. EDP does not deserve any remorse. He doesn't deserve any sympathy. At the end of the day, I think what should happen is he should go to therapy. People leave him alone. And, when I say leave him alone, don't go out and kill him or anything like that. Don't do stuff like that, obviously. What should really happen is we should still make it difficult for him to get a job or stuff like that, because at the end of the day, you should be protecting the community that way. I feel like that's one major good thing. Like, it's funny because when I go on the internet, I see so much bad stuff, and I'm like, the internet's bad. But when I saw stuff like EDP couldn't get a normal job, EDP was working at CVS and stuff like that, and he was getting fired, and he was getting removed from his apartment. To me, that was a beautiful moment on the internet, because it was showing that the internet came together to warn the community about this Cupcake Hunter. And because at the end of the day, people like EDP deserve no remorse. What he did and what he's done, to me, it's just bad. It's just like there's no coming. I believe in redemption, but not in this case. This is one of those few cases that I'm like, nah, you deserve no redemption at all. Okay? And I know my video is longer than his apology video, but man, this apology video was so horrible. Like, it wasn't like the worst apology, but it's just that if you watch that apology on itself, it just doesn't feel like the apology is the same. Because usually when you do an apology video, it should be at the same level as what you did. Let's say you said a racial slur on Twitter 10 years ago. This is where it should be. It's not that bad. It's still bad for its time, but your apology should be here. With EDP, his apology is all the way up here of how bad it is. And his apology video itself is like down here, where it feels like 2 years, it's 2 years too late. You've clearly shown you didn't have remorse. You clearly tried to lie your way out of it. It didn't work. Every attempt you did didn't work. And now this is your last attempt. And ultimately, I don't think you deserve any support. No money, no nothing. If EDP was a real man, he should have confronted Gideon for free. You know, if you were genuinely innocent, and you're genuinely not the bad person you claim to be, you would have gone on like an interview and you would have actually confronted him for free, and that's what you should have done. Actually, if you were a real man, you should have taken yourself to prison, admit to what you did. You should have gone to therapy immediately after all that happened. There's so many things you could have done rather than what he did, and you didn't do any of it. And to me, I don't know. And the thing is, some people are willing to bring it back on the internet. The issue is the internet is filled with teenagers and kids, you know. And sorry, I looked at EDP's following on Instagram. I looked at his following. A lot of the girls are like 18, 19. And I know that's not illegal, that's not wrong. But still, it's so weird because of everything we know about him. And it's just felt so weird to me. Because it's like, why are you still following girls that are barely at the age of consent? Like, that's sus. That's super weird. Like, I don't know, bro. But anyways, those are my thoughts. Sorry for the quick video. Sorry for everything. Just wanted to give my quick thoughts on it all. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think about it. If you agree, disagree, I don't know. You let me know in the comments. And I will be back next week for more content. I just felt like at time right now. And, you know, I feel like I've talked so much about the EDP stuff that I feel like some people just want to hear my thoughts. But anyways, no remorse for him. No remorse for any cupcake hunters out there watching this. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. Ciao.
Trapping out like a trap. I do this shit for my mama. You believe in me? Do you even see where I'm trying to go? I can't go back home, nah. I've been left alone for so many times. Grabbed on a microphone, now I'm on my grind. So my life as a puzzle, I got a mastermind. But it wasn't easy, but the fact I nearly lost my life. They ain't have faith, so I didn't know belief. I was scared to see, go fell asleep. But now I woke trying to get the map complete. My life's like a